Up in the sky, where the air was cool and the winds were gentle, there lived a little cloud named Siri. Siri was a tiny cloud with fluffy white edges, and she loved floating around the sky. But there was one thing that made her different from all the other clouds. Most clouds were content to drift lazily, floating with the wind and watching the world below. But Siri had a dream. She wanted to see the world up close, not just from the sky. She wanted to visit the forests, the mountains, and the oceans. She wanted to experience everything. One sunny morning, Siri gathered her courage and decided that today would be the day she would go on an adventure. "I'm going to see the world," she whispered to herself. "I'm going to float down and explore." With a puff of excitement, Siri began to drift lower and lower, leaving her comfortable place in the sky behind. As she floated closer to the ground, she passed by the birds flying high above and the treetops below. The world below looked much bigger than she had imagined. Soon, Siri reached a wide, grassy meadow. The air smelled fresh, and the sunlight made everything glow with warmth. Siri was thrilled. "This is wonderful," she exclaimed. She floated gently above the flowers, watching the bees buzz around and the butterflies dance in the breeze. But as she continued her journey, Siri started to feel something strange. She felt heavy. She had never felt this way before. The more she floated over the meadow, the harder it became to stay light and fluffy. "Oh no," Siri gasped. "I think I'm getting too full of water." She tried to float back up into the sky, but it was too late. A few drops of water began to fall from her edges, and then, with a soft plop, Siri began to rain down gently on the meadow below. At first, Siri was embarrassed. She hadn't meant to rain on the meadow, but as she looked down, she saw that the flowers and the grass seemed to brighten. The leaves shimmered with droplets, and the animals in the meadow looked up at her in surprise and delight. "Oh," said a small rabbit hopping by, "it's the perfect time for a drink." Siri smiled, feeling better. "I didn't mean to, but I think my rain is helping." She continued to sprinkle a little rain on the meadow, happy to see the plants and animals thriving from her gift. As she rained gently, Siri realized that even though she hadn't gotten to see the whole world as she imagined, she had still made a difference by being present. After a while, Siri felt much lighter, and the rain stopped. She floated back up into the sky, feeling proud of what she had done. As Siri drifted back to her friends in the sky, she thought, maybe my adventure wasn't about seeing the world after all. Maybe it's about sharing what I have with others wherever I go. And from that day on, Siri floated through the sky, always ready to share a little rain or bring a refreshing breeze to the world below. She had learned that sometimes the greatest adventures come when you share a piece of yourself with others. The end.